This is a very relevant question that one needs to consider both from a South African as well as a global perspective, as there's definitely a growing investor awareness and appetite for private market asset classes. Private equity, as a subset of private markets, is probably the most well-known asset class, as its net asset value has grown more than sevenfold since 2002 on a global basis, twice as fast as the global public equities. It's also interesting to note that American private equity companies have grown from 4,000 in 2006 to around 8,000 in 2017. Meanwhile, American publicly traded companies fell by 16%, from 5,100 to 4,300. Globally and in South Africa, private debt funds are now filling a financing void for many middle market and sponsor-owned companies, providing security structures avoided by the banks due to changing banking regulation over the last decade. Investors are becoming more familiar with these type of funds, and their portfolio allocations have steadily increased in the last decade, as depicted in the following graph. Private market allocations globally to infrastructure expanded appreciably in 2018 due to a secular trend. Both public and private infrastructure spending on roads, power, airports, bridges, tunnels, ports, water and telecommunications has grown at 4.2% annually in the recent years. In addition to strong long-term demand, traditionally defined infrastructure tends to be less correlated with public markets and provides some hedge against economic uncertainty and inflation, given that many of these assets have contract structure or regulatory constructs that enables inflation costs to be passed through to the customer. From a South African perspective, this is also true, as more noise is being made about the Renewable Energy Independent Power Producer Program, otherwise known as REAP, which has been a very successful public-private partnership, and that it should be extended to fill the broader infrastructure need of South Africa. This still might take some time to take shape, but it's clear that the South African government will be looking towards the private sector, which is far broader than the SA banking system, to help finance a growing infrastructure need.